of lockdown regulations and what they mean, but what we do know is that things like bars and taverns remain closed, which is why there's a problem in Galeshewe in the Northern Cape. Reginald Witbooi, our reporter, is there, and he's telling us about one tavern that hasn't been obeying the rules. Reginald, thanks so much indeed for joining us. I see police vehicles behind you. What's the situation?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Peter. As you can see behind me, that the South African Police Service and also the South African National Defence Force moved in here in Galeshewe, here in Kimberley, to close down a tavern named Kwasindi liquor store, apparently for contravening the regulations of the COVID-19 lockdown of South Africa. I spoke to Brigadier Moale Ramatseba earlier on, and he was saying to me that a few suspects have been arrested for contravening the regulations. Now, I moved around just to check also on the police vans, and I could see that some suspects are in these police vehicles. And if I can just ask my colleague Tumelo Setslabetsi just to give you a shot where the police are loading the bottles of liquor. I assume it's beer, whiskey, whatever alcohol you can get. South African National Defence Force also monitoring this area with a lot of police vehicles in this area. So apparently this owner was operating illegally for quite some time, and today the police decided to move in and close down this business. Now, as you can see, there are residents in this area also looking onto this operation in this area. We don't have much detail because we have been referred to the National Police spokesperson, Vish Naidu, for more comment on this and what the way forward will be. But we know that suspects have been arrested. Police are now loading liquor into the police vehicles, and they are apparently going to destroy it. If we can just move this side, you can see police doing their job just to see that every bit of alcohol is loaded into the police vehicles this side. But with that, we don't have any more details. What we know is that the owner have contravened the regulations of the lockdown, and action will now be taken, or justice will now take its course during this process, because we know that it was made clear that no tavern owner or restaurant owner should sell alcohol amid of this COVID-19 pandemic until that ban or sale of alcohol has been lifted, Peter.
Reginald, I know it might be difficult for you to answer this, but one gets a sense that this isn't probably the only tavern or shop that's selling alcohol, and that perhaps clandestine black market sales of alcohol are going on in the communities.
Well, most definitely this is certainly not the only tavern that has been closed down by the police and the South African National Defence Force. We know of a few other businesses that have also been closed down in these recent weeks. And justice will also now take its course in that process, and we just need to see how this will play out. But community members are saying that everyone should stick to the rules and regulations of this lockdown and what the president has announced, and all the other ministers, that everyone should be should be responsible in keeping safe distance, not be in the street, not operating illegally. So that's the call on all the South Africans to stay at home and not support all these businesses that's operating illegally during this pandemic lockdown that we are currently facing with.
All right, Reginald, we'll leave it there. So images there from Galeshewe in the Northern Cape, where a businessman who owns a tavern, a bar in the township there, Galeshewe, has been taken into police custody, as you can see those images there, for illegally selling alcohol during the national lockdown. The Trade and Industry Minister explaining that cigarette sales will be allowed, but alcohol remains on the banned list, and that this activity was illegal. So the police there, as you can see, taking away people that have been arrested for breaking the law during this lockdown period. You're not allowed to sell alcohol. You're not allowed to transport it. The only alcohol you're allowed to drink is the alcohol that was in your house when the lockdown started on the 27th of March. If you've run out, you've run out. You can't go out and buy more, and certainly you definitely cannot sell alcohol until those regulations are lifted. So, as again, those images that we're seeing there from Galeshewe in the Northern Cape, just outside Kimberley, where people have been arrested for selling alcohol illegally. And again, this is a problem here in Gauteng. We heard from the police commissioner in the province who says that their storage units are full because people have been breaking the rules of the sale of alcohol.